Cheers, my thrifting friends. Okay, well today we are at something different. We're at an outdoor, it's a if you know, you know kind of flea market. This is the week before Brimfield, and this is a preview flea market. It's called Mariners Flea Market. We're in Palmer, Massachusetts. And basically it's a preview. It's really aimed toward pickers, no chaos, easy parking, free parking. It's serene and quiet, but there's a lot of vendors here. I'll just give you a quick peek. We're gonna hit the field. And we are here looking for Bunny Williams type stuff. So Bunny Williams is another, if you know, you know. So not Martha Stewart, not Ralph Lauren, Bunny Williams. More on that later, but we're on the hunt for her look, her inspiration, and let's see what we can find. I have loved Bunny Williams interiors for years because they never feel decorated, they feel collected. And hey, listen, the best place if you're a collector other than thrifting is flea markets, and Brimfield is the #1 biggest flea market in all of New England. It's definitely a happy place for a lot of people, but I am at a slightly different flea market. It is the week before Brimfield. It's called the Mariners Flea Market, and it's about 5 miles before the first field of Brimfield, and it's a way better experience, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I know Brimfield is the big draw, but if you're not into the chaos, the crowds, the cost, this is the flea market you should go to if you know, you know. All right, a big element of Bunny Williams interiors is clocks. All kinds of mantle clocks are definitely on the list that she would purchase. I already have the mantle clocks that I would want. I have a beautiful one, so I'm just looking to admire. Paintings are definitely on the list. They have to be either fine art prints or originals. This is a gorgeous oil. Love the frame. That's an awesome pick. This is a cool item. Not quite, I mean, this probably would be for a Bunny Williams lawn, but I love this old antique set. This was super cool. I actually think my dad has one very similar to this. All right, sculpture is an element that is part of the Bunny Williams look. It's got to be very personal, very quirky. So you collect what represents you. None of these pieces are that for me, but definitely sculpture I've got my eye out for. Tiny accent furniture that's really unique is also something that I would collect in this look. That was a good pick. Beautiful mirrors are definitely on the look. I have quite a few gorgeous mirrors. I even have so many, I have them stacked up and saved for my next house, but this would be a perfect representation of a mirror that Bunny Williams would definitely purchase. Baskets are 100% an element in a design from Bunny Williams. So functionality and beauty is #1. This was a great find for that category. I kind of regret not getting this. I think he wanted $20 or $30 for that basket. It was beautiful. I have so many, but I regret not getting that. These pipes are so unique and so cool. I think my mom and dad have a collection of my grandfather's pipes. So I really enjoyed looking at these. They brought back a lot of memories of my grandfather. So beautiful, ornate pottery, or I shouldn't say pottery, porcelain like this is definitely, oh, look at this. They left the Goodwill sticker on it, you guys. 12 and they want 20. That's crazy. That's tacky. Yeah, I walked away from that. Okay, wood boxes are definitely on the list. This technically obviously isn't a box. This is definitely going to be a shrine, a Catholic shrine of some sort. Probably it had statuary in it for mass. This was definitely a consideration. I was considering this. I really love the blue and white. So blue and white is a major category of pieces that you you collect, if you're into Bunny Williams look. So that I'm going to consider those. I really like those. Also, this plate was super cute. This was Spode. No wonder it was so beautiful. It's called the Milkmaid. So yeah, Spode pieces are always beautiful. They always have a gorgeous color blue to them. They're timeless. Speaking of timeless, this Royal Albert, I would have purchased all this, but it wasn't my pattern of Royal Albert. This is the Old English Roses. I think it's called Lenore or Leanne, something like that. Mine is a slightly different design, but if it was my design, I would have grabbed it. I probably should have, just to mix and match it. It probably would have been fine to mix and match. All right, these old school ducks are definitely an element. So she likes to bring in a lot of the outdoors, a lot of animal figurines, wildlife, and the ducks are extremely cool. All right, this is very artistic, very cool pottery lamp. Now, I didn't even ask the price on this because he had it front and center of his booth. So this is what they call like a lure piece. Like a lot of people will stop and look at it. It's super expensive. Probably has very little intention of selling it unless for an exorbitant amount. But I did definitely admire it. All right, lighting is a really big deal in the Bunny Williams look, and it can be ambient lighting, like through a candle, like this would be a candle holder type thing, a lantern, or you know, the electrical lamps. But lamps are definitely a big deal, so I had my eye out for that. Jardiniers are 1000% a big Bunny Williams look. Every single house plant should be in a beautiful, beautiful art piece. I'm going to consider that one. I love it. I absolutely love it. This booth had a lot of pretty pieces, and she had them lovely and displayed. Everything was clean. She obviously had taken the time to freshen up everything, and it looked nice. Again, more baskets. So as long as they're very sturdy, high quality, and functional. Oops, don't worry, I picked that up. That would be part of the Bunny Williams look. All right, I'm looking at this more for myself, so I'm digressing a bit here. I really do love transferware. Not that that's not part of that classic look, but I'm sort of exploring my own transferware obsession here. I love those platters. And this is a lovely book. So stacks of books are also featured in a lot of Bunny Williams interiors. This one was $10. It was lovely. I just love the cover of it. Isn't that really lovely? More ducks. Again, if you can find these in really good condition, this one was $95. Like I said, these are super expensive. I found one recently, a Maine one that was hand painted, thrifting, and those are really hard to find thrifting now. Yeah, really hard to find. So portraiture is like a category of artwork that Bunny Williams would have, kind of like your eclectic personality pieces. These fit the bill. I didn't pick them up, but this is exactly the kind of look that brings in your own personality. Some people think it's creepy. I totally get that and understand that, but especially with those oval frames, that was amazing. Again, I'm digressing here into the cookware area. I have this exact same one in yellow. I love it. We use it all the time. Outdoor urns are also part of the Bunny Williams design space. She does beautiful gardens, patio areas. Now this was just a plastic one, but that look, that old school urn look, that's it. More mantle clocks. Again, I'm just showing you for design element. I have one that I absolutely love in my house already that I thrifted, but these are perfect examples of the mantle clocks that would be incorporated in her timeless looks. This was an interesting piece. I almost got this. It just didn't have the right colors for me. A little bit too much yellow and orange, but it was cool. Almost picked her up. I scored my first Bunny Williams piece for the day. I'm gonna have John carry it because he's a sweetheart. It's really heavy, baby.
Hello.
Hi.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
$3.50.
Yeah.
It's identified on the back and it has a gallery.
No, I'm sure it's gorgeous. I mean, not I'm sure. It is. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. Out of my price range, but I'm admiring it.
Oh, there is. Nothing's cheap in Brimfield.
Yeah.
That one's 13, I'm sorry.
This is 15?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not sure the price much yet. I had a bit of a chaos this morning with the rain.
Yeah, you guys had a rough
Yeah.
yesterday, too. I don't blame you.
But most of them is over.
So these plates would be absolutely perfect for a table setting in a Bunny Williams world, but they weren't food safe, so I left them behind. Here's another sculpture. Now, I already grabbed the previous one you saw me grab, but this one would also be a lovely selection for the look. It didn't quite speak to me the same way the other one did. Look at this booth. They had so many gorgeous things. I love this actual bunny plateware. This was so beautiful. Her name is Bunny, so part of her signature look is bunnies amongst all of her interiors, but I left that behind. But I totally get it. It drew me in instantly. But there were so many good pieces here. So many. Okay, see this pot? I just scored this for like, I don't know, $5 or $10 in a video a few weeks ago. She wanted $125 for that. So yeah, I am so blessed that I scored. I grabbed that tureen. I almost got this butter dish. You know my Blue Willow obsession. Of course, a lot of that is Bunny Williams inspired. Anything blue and white. So this table had a huge collection of blue and white. Many pieces I picked up. I will show you in my haul. She had really good prices and really pretty pieces. It was so fun to stay a while in this booth and shop around because all the pieces spoke to me. I wanted everything. I was like, oh, we have the same taste. I really love the things you have here. I was looking at this ginger jar. I think this is a really pretty piece. I love the butterflies and the flowers on it. The one next to it is gorgeous too with the bird. Both of them were gorgeous. All right, here's an accent piece. I wasn't in the market for furniture, but this is definitely a Bunny Williams piece. The reason why is it's big, it's oversized, it's comfortable, it's functional, but it's old and it's gorgeous. That would be a piece I would pick up if I needed an accent chair. Also, any kind of really ornate, beautiful porcelain, usually Asian type porcelain, but can be any style, but something like that is you would find in a Bunny Williams interior on a small little end table. Yeah. This is really pretty. It doesn't really speak to me. It's $45, but I wasn't shocked that it said made in Italy. It had a really beautiful organic feel to it. And I thought that was really cool. This porcelain stand was also interesting for a nice way to display your houseplants in a conservatory. Very Bunny Williams. Any animal figurines, again, very Bunny Williams. I thought these were gorgeous. They were way out of my price range, though. This was one of the more expensive booths, but they had some really beautiful things. But at $150, yeah, there was no way I was going to pick up either one of those, but they were gorgeous. Again, okay, now I have a bowl just like this. I picked it up recently. You guys would have saw me thrift it for $10. It's the stand. I need to find one of those stands for my bowl. I really like that. I've never seen one like that with the folded over corners. I love it. Here's a great piece of artwork. It's very soulful. It's got a gorgeous frame. Yeah, this is definitely in the theme. It's a nice bowl too. A little too dark for me. Okay, that's not Bunny Williams. I love that look. That's more Bunny Williams. I don't know if you can see the difference in my opinion, but you never really see too much fancy kind of clear glass, colored glass. She's definitely not a glass collector. I don't know why, but she's definitely not into that Fenton style glass. Okay, this was it. What a draw. He was trying to get people into his booth. His prices were outrageous. Let's take a look. Everything was apparently 50% off, but it was 50% off, really high prices. This is a Sidon stricker. I have sold this exact plate many times in my store. He wanted 48. I've sold it for about 12 in my store. Yeah, even at half off, that would have been still like $24, which isn't that bad. This is, again, another one of these big open jardiniers. This one is a $240. I told you guys, when I was so shocked when I found that at the small little community thrift store. I think it was my senior center in the town next to me that I found that. And it was gorgeous. All right, I'd love to get more for my collection for these ducks, but I'm not having any luck finding them at an affordable price for me. That's not to say that's not a good price for that, but you know me, I try to find everything at thrifty prices. So this was definitely an expensive booth. This pottery was gorgeous. You see me thrift pottery like this all the time, and I tell you it's so expensive, and it really is. So definitely go for pottery pieces when you find them thrifting. That would be a Bunny Williams pick, or it would be just a collector pick. Looking for anything architectural, anything in like a conservatory kind of vibe, like a plant conservatory vibe, a beautiful patio vibe. I didn't find too much here. I pretty much have plant stands like this, and these weren't old or precious or anything that I would pick up. $75 for that shrug. It's beautiful though. All right, definitely Tiffany lamps, ornate lamps. I have 2 Tiffany lamps that I absolutely love that would be inspired by Bunny Williams. So I definitely had to look at this booth. They had a lot of lamps just kind of displayed around this big old tree, which I just love that whole atmosphere. I love Brimfield and anything flea market like this. I mean, where else are you going to see this stuff just kind of strewn about, an organized mess, but I love it. He had some real beautiful pieces. Well, we've been looking around. I found a couple things already, and we're going to look at the last few booths. Having a lot of fun. Highly recommend if you do live in this area. I mean, they do this a couple times a year. It's the week before Brimfield every year, and it's so much less chaotic, way more fun, and usually the people are way more negotiable. So let's look at our last few booths and see what we can see. So this is like literally the same mixing bowl that we use every day at home. I don't even know how much this is. I'm afraid to ask. We should take better care of our stuff. I try not to put the stuff like this in the dishwasher. I'm afraid we're going to ruin it, you know. But yeah, that's exactly one of our mixing bowls at home. Okay, this brass horse would be perfect for the look. This is 1000% a Bunny Williams look. Of course, everybody else would say it's Ralph Lauren because it's equestrian. But yeah, I'm sure this is a ton of money, but it's very cool. Very cool.
His dads are sons.
Not seeing a lot of pottery here today. I was looking for pottery, you know, because that's one of the things that's really big for Bunny Williams. But and I was looking for like a wooden box too, like a carved wooden box. I mean, not necessarily like this, not a trug, but like a box. Although this is cool too. This is another really interesting, cool piece. So the objective would be like one-of-a-kind pieces. They're like a classic line. That's like a classic pedestal table, but look at the gorgeous painting on it. Very cool. All right, you guys, I think we made our last purchase. This is definitely a Bunny Williams look. The super ornate flower pots. I got it for a discount because of that. She gave it to me for 20 bucks. So yeah, let's get everything in the car. All right, here we go. We're gonna pack it all up. These are very cool. I can't wait to show you these. These are original gallery prints. Those are amazing. Got some baskets, some blue and white. We got the whole bunny look vibe going here. It's exciting, totally worth it. I totally recommend you guys check out this flea market. It is definitely a really fun thing to do if you've got like anxiety for like a really big thing. The parking was all free and they had plenty of booths to shop. It was really cool. So I'm exploring the little tray of condiments, and in the tray is a bell, you guys. What is this for? John is like, do not ring that. I'm not going to, but that is so cool. All right, let's put it right back. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if every table has one, but there you go. Just had the best breakfast at this place. I can't get the sign here, but there it is. Girly's Grill. What a fun place. We're still in Palmer. We're on our way home.
And we met Girly.
And we met Girly. She's amazing. Oh my goodness. What a great place. And we had a fabulous meal. I had eggs Benedict. You can build your own Benedict. So I picked out ham, spinach, cheese, and you had an omelet, right? Sunnyside omelet. Sunshine omelet. Super cute place if you're in the area, even if you're just going to Brimfield next week. I'm sure a lot of you guys are that either watch me or just in general. If you are in this area hitting up Brimfield, highly recommend, definitely stop by. All right, well, that was a really fun flea market that we went to. And of course, we went to the flea market completely inspired by Bunny Williams. Now, I don't know how many of you already know about Bunny Williams and may already have her as a style inspiration. I will definitely go on record to say that Bunny Williams is my #1 styling and collecting inspiration for my home. I absolutely love her. I have had this book for a really long time. It's called An Affair with a House, and it's by her. And I use this book so much for inspiration. I have thumbed through this book many, 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 many times, and I thought it would be really fun to sort of let you guys in on who inspires me. And I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people really try to emulate like Martha Stewart or Ralph Lauren, and that's fine, that's okay, but Martha Stewart has gone on record to say that she is a really huge fan of Bunny Williams. So I think that if you're a Bunny Williams fan, I would say that you love eclectic things, and it doesn't have to be old. You love old and new. You love fine art. You love beautiful things of high quality that have a real function in your home, and you're probably traditional, but you also can love beautiful modern art and sculpture as well, and that pretty much describes me. So yeah, let's take a look at all the things that I got from this gorgeous flea market that I believe Bunny Williams would have chosen as well. And of course, artwork is a major foundational piece with Bunny Williams. I was extremely lucky to find 3 prints. Now, I did see a lot of older pieces, a lot of gorgeous pieces of art, but the thing with Bunny Williams is that she is eclectic. So modern and old is what works for Bunny Williams, and what works for me too. It's all about the mood you're trying to capture. So the second I saw these prints, I knew that they were fine art gallery prints. So this is the small one. I did find a set of 3. Unbelievably, these were sold to me so cheap, it was crazy, but these are definitely from online. The artist is, her name is, I believe, Christine, I want to say Hegray or Hegray. I'll leave over here anything I find. You can buy similar prints. She still has prints that are in this collection that she did. I think it was called Simple Farmhouse, something like that. But anyway, these are fine art prints from an artist who lives in Norway, and it really just grabbed my attention. There's something about this fine art print. I'm going to show you the bigger ones as well. They're very soulful, and that's a really hard thing to find and reproduce in modern art. Now, this one right here, listen, I hate to say it, but I think the Magnolia line, like the Hearth and Hand line, some of the pieces I see in Target are a close emulation to this. I'm not saying, you know, anything's copied or anything. What I'm saying is that you can really tell the difference though. So this isn't like super original concept, but the artwork itself is just very beautiful, very soulful. Just the way the shadowing is done. Now, these are prints, so these are professionally framed prints. I can see all the information on them that matches how you would get this if you were to purchase it from, I believe, the prints online, which I'll leave I'll leave as much information as I can there. But so I got this large print. I paid $10 for it. So I paid $5 for the smaller one, and I paid $10 for each one of the big ones. And these are huge prints. These are not small prints, and they weigh a ton. They're very heavy, very high quality. And again, I just love the soulful look of them. I don't know, do you agree how beautifully soulful they are? So I'm probably gonna put these up for now in my finished off basement. I don't really have a space for them in this house right here. I'm sure I will in my future house, but there's no way I'm letting go of these. I would never be able to afford to have something like this if I bought it from prints online right now, directly from the artist. So to find these like this, I think they're gorgeous. What do you think? So these would be all the foundational pieces to your room if you're trying to decorate like Bunny Williams. Blue and white is an absolute must if you want to decorate like Bunny Williams, as many famous designers do as well. For Bunny, she has this philosophy, actually 2 philosophies. One is that she's such an avid antique collector that the blue and white represents a lot of historical references for her. So she likes to mix many of these blue and white pieces, and that's her philosophy. It's called the mix, and she mixes lots of pieces like this Asian styled piece. Now I picked this one up in a booth for $10, and I don't think it's precious or old, obviously, but the style of it and the look of it is perfect. And she always mixes up these pieces with all different kinds of motifs, different shades of blue, different heights. So I grabbed this I'm going to say terrine or kind of casserole dish. I found this in a booth as well. This one was $10. See the $10 right there. So mind you, the flea market I was at, the Mariners Flea Market. Now these are picker prices, and they advertise themselves as being a flea market for collectors and pickers. If you were to try to buy something like this at Brimfield, you're going to pay probably more than twice for it. Brimfield is definitely not a place to go for bargains, in my opinion. I've been there many times. I live very close. The flea market I went to is literally five miles down the road from the first Brimfield field. And yeah, so this was definitely priced for people who are looking to collect. So I grabbed that one. I also grabbed this one. This one was $5 in another booth. Again, this one, I don't think this one has any marks on it either, but this is a lovely, so this is a nice contrast between like an Asian design and then like a, kind of like an American floral design. And then just to mix it up, mix it in, this blue bird is also something she would definitely have. I paid $5 for that. In her bookcase stylings, her mantelpiece stylings, console table stylings, these things are a must, and to mix them across all different patterns would be wonderful, and to emulate her look. She also has a lot of great pieces in dinnerware that are blue and white, and she is famous for mixing her blue and white patterns as well on her dinnerware. So definitely grab yourself some blue and white if you love Bunny Williams, and it will look amazing in your place. I have lots of blue and white already. You can see all around me in my place, because like again, I'm doing this video because I love Bunny Williams. She's a lifelong inspiration, and that's where I get my love of blue and white.
Morning comes with the early summer light. Curtains sway gently by the window, and you're sleeping. Tender wind dancing on my skin makes me.
So gardening and gardening themes are a huge part of the Bunny Williams aesthetic, and she literally has a conservatory on her dream home. I would love to have a conservatory. I do have a greenhouse, and we use it a lot. I mean, we just did all of our plant starts for everybody's garden this year. So we love greenhouses, and I would love to have a conservatory someday. Let's hope. Anyway, the theme of nature and animals and plants is a really big part of her design aesthetic and her design look. So I grabbed this gorgeous platter. It is stunning. It is exactly the type of outdoor warmth that she would infuse into her designs. This one is from Australia. If I find it online, I'll put it somewhere on the screen, but that's the back stamp for it. And it's heavy. This thing is heavy. I'm struggling here. But this is so beautiful. I love the duck art on it. It's perfect. It's exactly what Bunny Williams would have out on a beautiful table, maybe part of an actual tablescape, or she would probably have this set up high in a hutch somewhere, or maybe even just flat on a console table with lots of beautiful vases around it. So I definitely grabbed that. I think I got this for $30, either $20 or $30. I grabbed that one for. And then I found this lovely duck. Can you guys guess who makes this duck? Can you tell by the glaze on the pottery? I'll give you a minute. It's Francoma. Yep. I did pay $8 for this, and there's the back stamp. Lots of other designs, but I've never seen a duck. So I had to have this. It was only $8. This is perfect. And then this beautiful dove perfect. I think I literally showed you a picture right before this from my favorite book from Bunny Williams, An Affair with a Home. And she has this nestled in amongst her house plants in her conservatory. I love it. I paid $5 for this one. And this is perfect. I absolutely love it. And then the best of all, this is 1,000% a Bunny Williams. This is exactly what she would buy at a flea market for herself. Is this beautiful? I think the way you pronounce it is jardiniere. Is that correct? You can correct me in the comments if I said it wrong, but this is absolutely stunning. And I got it for $20, and she sold it to me for $20 because it has a chip on it right there. You can see that chip, but I mean, put it this way, I can't see it now. I never would be able to afford something this beautiful. I'll put right here whatever I find online, but these usually go for over $100 in any flea market. At Brimfield, even with that flaw, I'm sure it would have had at least a price tag of $50 or more on it. But yes, at this flea market, the beautiful hidden treasure week before Brimfield, if you know flea market, I scored this for $20. Lots. Category that I collected pieces for would be quirk and whimsy, otherwise known as personality. And these are the pieces that really are going to define your own personality. The category is wide open for what you like. And for me, I grabbed this portrait. So portraiture is definitely a category of art that I think is very whimsical, and it can be very unique, very soulful, depending on what pieces that you pick up. This one, I don't know, it caught my eye. It's totally modern. I don't even know where it was originally sold. 12 Timbers. I don't know where 12 Timbers was sold, but this pipe smoking old man just really caught my eye. I grabbed him for $5, which is amazing. And I think he's the perfect little punch of personality, uniqueness, and quirkiness to add to any of my displays and really get that Bunny Williams look. And then whimsical sculpture. So I saw quite a few sculptural pieces that I just simply could not afford. Even at this Pickers focused flea market, forget Brimfield, I would not be able to afford any beautiful, real beautiful sculptural pieces that add soul and personality. But I did find this piece. She was $15, and she's this really elegant, beautiful sculpture. I don't know what stone she's from. She does have a velvet bottom. I don't know if this is soapstone or sandstone. I'm not quite sure. I do have one other sculpture here that's a very similar material. It's very Art Deco. It's in that family. It's in that vein. In fact, I'm going to show it to you. I picked it up before I started this YouTube channel. My husband, John, and I, we went on a business trip for him. He had to go get some training in Michigan. And I was thrifting my little heart out, and I found the sculpture in Michigan. And this was about 2 years ago. So it's just another example of the Bunny Williams look with adding sculpture that really speaks to you. It speaks to your heart. She really spoke to my heart. She was $15. I love her. Let me show you the other piece so you get a feeling for what I'm talking about. All right, so here's the piece that I wanted to show you. I found this one at a Salvation Army in Missouri. No, sorry, Michigan. Michigan. So we were in Michigan. We actually drove out, believe it or not. And I saw this lady at the Salvation Army in Michigan. And I think I paid maybe $15 for this one as well. This is so beautiful, so Art Deco. So these are the pieces. Again, I chose this from my heart. I thought she was elegant and beautiful. I feel the same way about this one. These are the types of sculptural pieces that, no, it's going to be unique. It's going to be your look. It's not going to be some trend. It's not going to be like Target McGee. It's not going to be Martha Stewart, you know, for whatever store. It's not going to be Ralph Lauren. It's going to be you, and it's going to be beautiful and unique. And these are the pieces that you really have to collect over time and pick them from your heart. And yeah, they look beautiful. Even just me holding them up with, you know, what you see around me, you know, you can just sort of get that vibe, get that feeling of these very unique collected things that when someone's home is collected, or sorry, when someone's home is decorated in collections like this, you don't want to leave. I don't know how many of you guys watch Homeworthy. I'm addicted to Homeworthy. And maybe about a year or two ago, they did a home tour with Bunny Williams. I was like, oh my God, I have to watch this. And it was amazing. And I think you would enjoy it too. I'm going to leave that link below. And if you want to be inspired by her book, I know, I'm wiping this off. I've had this book for years. This is the book I highly recommend to get inspired from. It's called An Affair with a House from Bunny Williams. And this is just basically a book all about her home in Connecticut and how she decorated and collected things for it, including the grounds, the gardens, everything. And it's a lovely coffee table book, but it's also just a lovely reference to have as well. And yeah, I guess that wraps it up for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed my little Bunny Williams adventure, our little, if you know, you know, pre-Brimfield shopping. I'll leave a link for that flea market as well. It happens the week before Brimfield, every Brimfield date. So I believe the next one is July. So listen, go to Brimfield if you're into that. That's totally cool. But if you want a real calm, lovely experience without all the chaos and the high cost of parking and the crowds, and you want the best prices, totally go to Mariners. It's just, if you know, you know, you should definitely go. And yeah, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. I don't know.